36 hours after 181 missiles entered Israeli airspace 2 nights ago from Iran's side, there is still suspense that continues to prevail over what Israel's response, what its retaliation is going to look like, and while speculation is still rife as to the various scenarios, the various possibilities, the various target sites that Israel can attack, Iran has issued a fresh warning and said that should Israel retaliate, Iran's counter-retaliation will be even stronger than the one that took place a couple of nights ago. Well, Iran has issued a fresh warning saying the response to its October 1st attack will be even bigger. Meanwhile, Israel is ramping up its offensive against the hezbollah bombing central Beirut, just feet away from Lebanon's seat of governance. War clouds thicken over West Asia just days after Iran's barrage of missiles against Israel. All eyes on Israel's next move. Iran shot off another warning saying any retaliation by Tel Aviv will trigger a harsher counterattack. The security of the region is the security of all Muslims, and we do not want any war or bloodshed. Since I assumed the presidency, every speech I have made has emphasized our quest for peace and security. No nation or region can prosper in the midst of war. We were left with no choice but to respond. If Israel decides to retaliate, then it will face harsher reactions. Israel is ramping up its offensive against Hezbollah. The heart of Lebanon's capital city Beirut was bombed on Thursday, damaging multiple buildings just near the parliament. Flumes of smoke ignited the skyline on Wednesday. Day strikes were carried out at different 8 locations by the IDF, and that continued during the last night, even today morning, when the claim that one of the units of the people who were helping for the wounded and the affected has been targeted, in which Islamic Belief PR has got killed. This is the first time Israeli strikes have hit so close to the seat of governance in Lebanon, signaling a fresh escalation in southern Lebanon. Israeli forces suffered some casualties even as they took on Hezbollah fighters in close-quarter combat. Israel also bombed a weapons depot in the coastal city of Jabay in Syria. Meanwhile, Houthis in Yemen claimed to have launched another drone attack at Israel in continuation of the victory for the oppression of Palestinian and Lebanese people and in support of Palestinian and Lebanese resistances. The Yemeni Armed Forces Drone Air Force carried out a military operation targeting a vital target in Jaffa area T in occupied Palestine using a number of drones. The operation achieved its goals successfully. The multi-front war is expanding by the hour. Can a bigger war be averted? Bureau report. India Today. Now 3 airbases housing fighter jets of the Israeli military were hit 2 nights ago. 3 airbases which contain some of the frontline fighter aircraft that have been involved in conducting airstrikes in Gaza, in Syria against the Houthis in Yemen, and now in Lebanon as well. The 3 airbases were the Nevatim and the Hadarim airbase in the southern part of Israel and the Tel Nav airbase in the central part of Israel. Now all of these are frontline airbases which contain fighter aircraft of the Israeli Air Force, which, armed with missiles and bombs, have been conducting the airstrikes that you've been reading about. The missiles went from Iran, they flew all the way across this entire stretch of geography and landed in those airbases. But here's where the interesting thing begins. Because we know that the missiles were fired, we also know that a large number of those missiles were intercepted by Israel's very advanced air defense systems like the Iron Dome and the David Sling. But now a different kind of war has broken out between Israel and Iran, and I want to zoom in fully because this is a very, very polarizing story. Iran claims that some of its missiles, which had struck the combat airbase of Nevatim, which houses some of Israel's most capable fighters, its number 1 fighter, its most advanced fighter, the F-35, Iran claims that at least 30 of the aircraft were actually destroyed in that missile strike. Now, we don't know this for sure because only one small pair of satellite images have emerged. Israel has categorically denied any large-scale destruction. They've said all aircraft are completely intact. There has been no damage whatsoever to anything on the ground at these airbases. Now, these are 2 images that we have right now. That image is from before the missiles hit, and this Planet Labs satellite image that we've procured is from after. You can see bits of the hangar containing some kind of damage. There appears to be a crater in the airbase as well, but once again, even these satellite images don't nail down what kind of damage may have actually taken place at this particular airbase. Let's try and get in make sense of these images. India Today is Anit Kumar, who heads up our open source intelligence team, is with us. He's been bringing us images from a fog of war where very little authentic information is available, and it makes sense of this image for us, the before and after at the Nadim airbase, because interestingly the 2 versions couldn't be more different. Iran claims a huge Number of aircraft have been destroyed. Israel claims nothing has been touched whatsoever. Is the truth somewhere in the middle? Because the satellite image that you've got us shows that some of those missiles definitely hit inside the base. Well, shush, from the limited coverage of high-resolution satellite pictures that we are showing to our viewers right now, we can take couple of takeaways. First is yes, some of the hypersonic Iranian missiles did manage to breach Israel's three-layer security cover. We can see visually at least 4 points where some kind of impact is seen, including 2 places on the hangars and 2 on the surface. One might be the taxiway. Now there are 2 very extreme points. As you rightly said, Israel maintains that there was no material damage, nothing functional has been hit. On the other hand, there are pro-Iranian accounts claiming that the entire airbase has been destroyed. Dozens of F-35 jets have been destroyed. Now, before I explain these satellite pictures, it is important to point out why there is very limited coverage of satellite pictures of Israel. Yesterday it was a very cloudy day. Remember, we are looking for high resolution pictures. Last time when there was this sort of conflict between Iran and Israel, a lot of commentary was made based on low resolution pictures. Low resolution pictures cover a wider area, but they give you very few details. The higher the resolution, the limited the coverage. So adding the clouds, adding the resolution factor, there is very limited coverage. We are hoping that we might get a broader coverage by end of today or tomorrow. So given whatever limited details that we have, the claim that the entire airbase has been destroyed, dozens of F-35s have been destroyed, that does not seem to be true. We can see that hangars have been impacted. There is no evidence to confirm where there was any aircraft beneath those hangars or not, but given the advanced intelligence, given the advanced information that Israel was preparing for a ballistic missile, I don't think it is plausible that F-35s would be there like a setting ducks. They might be airborne, so will be the mid refuelers, so the chances of F-35s being taken